Much for tuning into this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. We have with us today DJ Muhammad Mankanjula, and I am so excited to have you here. How are you today, sir?
I am grand, thank you. And yourself? How are you?
I'm doing great as well. I'm even more excited because you didn't know this until just a few minutes. First of all, you're joining us from where? Let me say where you're joining us from.
London, UK.
So you're in from London, UK, in the United Kingdom here, all the way virtually here on the Kim Jacobs Show today. And the funniest part is you had no clue that today is a debut thing for our show, the Kim Jacobs Show. We are now debuting and streaming live Monday through Friday on Les Brown's platform. So welcome. You're the first guest on his platform.
Thank you very much. I'm honored. I am honored, and it's a true pleasure.
That's hilarious. I've had lots of guests that have been coming on, and I was like, oh, this is exciting. We get a chance to go live on Dr. Les Brown's platform, because he's now a doctor, and we'll be definitely taking you on that journey as well. We're getting all of the footage together to be able to share it with you, how he is now formally a doctor. And so we're celebrating with him with that. But today, everybody, as you grab your virtual seats, let us know where you're visiting in from. And also put your comments, your questions, anything that you'd like to be able to ask our expert today, DJ Muhammad. And we are going to talk about how important is your well-being and how in tune are you with your health and well-being. So DJ is going to be sharing his journey with us today, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And we are so glad to have you all in our virtual studio audience. Today's episode is sponsored by Snow Legal, the Snow Legal Group. And if you are not familiar with the Snow Legal Group, we want to make sure that you get the opportunity to learn about them. Their phone number is 704-358-0026. You can also visit them at snowlegal.com, but let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. Right after this commercial break, I'm going to give you a formal introduction, DJ, okay?
Yeah, no problem. That's all good.
Oh, it's all good. The United Kingdom, it's like, it's all good. I'm here. We're ready. All right. We'll be right back, everybody.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, everyone. And we are back. We're talking with DJ Muhammad. And I want to make sure that you all know that he is a holistic health and well-being advocator. So he advocates for people that we all get better in this department. He's also an entrepreneur and a mindset coach, as well as a student of one of the legendary leaders, which is Les Brown, and becoming a public speaker. So he became a public speaker under his leadership. He's also a part of the committee called the Global Restoration Day that takes place on the 29th of each month. And that's helping to build back our communities. Welcome, DJ Muhammad.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kim. Much appreciated. It's an honor to be here with you.
So talk to us and tell us now, you in the United Kingdom, you have come from a lot over the course of your own personal journey. We'd love for you to be able to take us back and tell us a little bit about your growing up days and what you've had to overcome to become who you are today.
Yes, yes. Well, it's been a hell of a journey, but definitely one that's worth it, you know. I am born to Nigerian parents from the Yoruba tribe, and I was obviously raised in the UK and went to school here, studied, and so much things have actually gone on because I wasn't always like this. How you see me now today is not how I used to be, you know. So I came from a background where I was very much in the streets, very much involved with being a man, feeding the wrong type of ego and pride. And then something just clicked to me one day and just was like, hey, all of this that you're doing, this is not your calling. This is not your purpose. This is not for you.
And what age was that happened for you, DJ? That something just clicked?
Yeah, well, you know what? I put it this way, even when I was in that life, I still always had a certain amount of knowledge, wisdom, and knowing better, right?
Okay.
But especially after my accident in 2019, I was like, boy, you better stop playing games because that could have been you gone at the age of like 33. You could have been no longer here.
Right.
And yeah, so that really gave me a good kick up my backside to say, get on with your life.
All the way up the backside, right? You got
all the way up. A good toe punt, you know, literally. So it just became that thing for me where I just come to realize that, you know what, it's now or never. And you have to first have faith in yourself, you know, like if you don't have no faith in yourself, and sometimes we go through so many different emotions, like, am I qualified to do this? Am I the right person for this? Because there's so many other people doing it. But the only thing is not everybody has your personality. There's only one you. So you're unique to your own self. And not everybody can reach everybody. So this is where it's really each one teach one.
I'm glad, I'm actually glad you're saying that piece, because so many times I know, at least in the whole show world here, I tell people when I'm training them on how to start their own shows from scratch that there is room for all of us to be able to have the shows, because each group of people resonate and connect with another group of people. And you don't know who's going to want to connect with you. So when we deprive the world of the opportunity to share our stories, to utilize our platforms, to be able to help other people on this journey, it's actually depriving the entire world of our gifts and our talents, all because we're so concerned. Are they going to follow me? Are they going to like me? Just be who God created you to be. Salt the earth and make a difference in the lives of the people that God have designated for you, right?
Beautifully said. I couldn't have said it any better myself, because my sister Marvina posted something the other day that was a reminder that I've heard this somewhere else before. And it said basically, God is giving you talent, but using your talent is your gift back to source. Right. So we have to make sure that we're doing what is our calling, what is our purpose. And it's what comes effortless. Like, I love speaking. So I realize
it's a part of you, right?
It literally just is. Like, I speak to people in my day-to-day life, my family members. Like, I speak to anybody and everybody that's willing to listen. So, hey, I've come to realize this is your calling. This is your purpose. And you also love to teach. So why don't you just incorporate the two of them? And it really goes hand in hand. And what we're doing right now is not even it might be about us, but it's not for us. It's for other people, and actually for generations to come after us, because we're living in a very unique time right now where we can actually document these things, record it, so people are going to have these recordings of us in 100 years time and be like,
They're gonna hear DJ Muhammad right here with this lady that just said, "I'm putting you out there into the world," and it's a permanent record. And another thing too that Les Brown often says is that, listen, we don't want to go to our graves, and surrounding us as we're at our deathbed, and all of us we're gonna all get here at some point in our lives. But when we're at death's door, surrounding us are our loved ones, and also surrounding us are our gifts and our talents that were put down on the inside of us. And so the last thing we want to do is to have those gifts and those talents, DJ, to be angry with us because they were put inside of us, right?
Yep. And
we didn't do anything with them.
Yep.
What in the world? I want every gift and every talent that God gave me. I want to use it and live full die empty, as Les Brown often says.
And that's the best way to live, you know, because those ghosts are going to be saying, we came to you to bring us alive, and you didn't. Why? Because you cared too much about what other people thought about you, or you just, sometimes we're too much in our own way. We just have to get out of our own way in order to be able to get everything that we do desire, because it's already ours. It's your birthright. You just have to go ahead and claim it.
And well, today we're talking with DJ Muhammad, and he's going to be talking to us about how in tune we are with our own well-being. When you specifically have that as the tagline, how in tune we are, what do you mean? Give us some understanding of what it is that you are talking about.
Yes, thank you. So basically, a lot of us, like, we overlook so many aspects of what, because we're living in a very fast-paced world, right? We've become so out of tune with nature, by the way, which nature comes from within you, right? Because we've got this conception that it's from outside of us, but no, it's from within us. This is the temple that they speak about, right? In the scriptures as well, because you have to look after this vessel. Because a lot of us speak about the church, the synagogue, the mosque, but what about this vessel that source is giving you? Exactly. And again, it's like everything, your gut is truly your first brain. All diseases actually start from your gut. So if you don't look after your gut.
Are you saying your gut or your heart?
No, your gut health.
Oh, gut health. Okay, like, you got me over here patting my, I'm like, you talking about the gut.
Yeah, that's your gut. Yes.
That's a shame, first of all, DJ, that I could pat my gut from all the way up here and actually touch it right. And okay, pay me no mind.
Nah, you're good. That's good.
So the gut health is where everything, the root of everything comes from.
Definitely.
Okay.
And this is why when, you know, they got that slogan where you can be hangry and hungry at the same time, you know, that's because you haven't actually fed that part of you yet. But when you do feed that part of you, everything becomes just fine. But also making sure that you get your nutrients and your minerals, because our body doesn't care about the things that we care about. It don't care what your food looks like, smells like, tastes like. It's just saying, hey, you just give me my nutrients and my minerals. That's all I need from you. So, and then not from secondary sources as well, you know? So we got to be able to get it directly from our herbs, we got our fruits and natural sugars, right? So there's so many different things where we're overlooking, even the cookware that we're using when we're cooking, because we've become a nation that we love cooked food so much. So what about the cookware? What about the seasonings, the oils, you know, and the actual quality of food? Like, what's the pH level of the food in the first place?
Right.
Because if we're going to add more acids on top of acids, then we're in trouble, because our stomach area has so much acids within it already. And like I always say to people, no matter how thirsty you are, if you had just bleach on the table, by the way, which bleach is alkaline, it's on the pH level of 14, but right at the top end. So if you drank that, you know what that's going to do to you, right? You know, so no matter how thirsty you are, you just wouldn't drink that. So why on earth would you then be putting things in you that are no good? So we can either be too far to the acidic side, or, and again, people say, oh, but you can be too alkaline. And for me, there's no such thing as that. If you go and drink things like bleach and be on the top end, then you're in trouble. But it's about balance, right? And everything is truly perfect equilibrium.
That's
and
good.
So
when it comes to us having our well-being, you're suggesting that we make sure that we understand our gut health.
Yep.
That we understand what we're putting in our body from a pH and alkaline level perspective. But everybody, I know, I mean, I'm just listening to you as the host, and I'm getting overwhelmed just hearing all of the terminology, right? So what about your average everyday Joe that was like, I just want to know, where do I begin? Do I take just do I take some bottled water, or get the water from the faucet? I need
it's a journey. It's a whole journey. Like this has not just been like a month or two and I'm at this. It's been years and years and years, and loads of trials and errors as well, you know, because again, like, we all have different biologies. So it's about making sure that you eat to your biology. And this is why they also say that it's not one pill for all, but that there's certain things that we can say, hey, is this high quality water, or is it one from your tap that's got chlorine in it, that's got pesticides and different other things within that, right? And also, even like when we're buying bottled waters, like what's the plastic? Because sometimes you've got the chemicals that's in the plastic leaching into your water. And then when we're drinking that, that's going inside of us as well. So there's so many different aspects to our health, right? And
that's wait. You just going on regular. You're just going on regular, DJ. But let me understand, like sometimes every once in a while, like I was traveling back in town the other day and I stopped at the gas station, right? And I was like, oh man, we don't have any water at the house, any, bottles of water. So I saw a case sitting out in front of the gas station and I went in, paid for it, came out, got my case and took it home. What you saying? Well, let me make sure I understand. Take my reading glasses off for a minute. What you saying? Did I pour the plastic in my insides from that heat, or what happened?
Well, yeah, because you see, when it heats up, it normally leaks chemicals into your water, and this is why I always tell people try and get like some shungite, right? Which shungite is spelled Shungite, and this is a
spell that again. Mackenzie, type that backstage for me, sweetie.
Yeah, okay. So Shungite is called shungite, and it comes from like Russia, and this shungite is I think they're called the Kurela wells that it comes from, and they've been using that since the 18th century, and that helps to clean all your wells. It helps to take all the gunk out of your water as well. So by the time you taste it, it tastes a whole lot different from how it was in the first place when you bought it. So
okay, let's spell it one more time because we got some of it, but it's what?
Yeah, so Shungite, shungite, and you can go and research it, go and look it up online. It just literally helps to cleanse the water that we are drinking, and not only that, we actually get our real hydration from like our fruits, like so things like cucumber, watermelon, red-seeded grapes, coconut.
Okay, this is very informative for me anyway. I'm learning a lot. Anybody in the studio audience, definitely keep your comments coming as well. And we're going to do, right after this commercial break, we're actually going to, it's called shungite. Okay, research it to cleanse the water that we're drinking. Thank you so much too. Mackenzie is working backstage. And Mackenzie, also feel free to put your social media handle there so that I can make sure I put it up for you. She does some work with the Kim Jacobs Show and actually all of the team members that help backstage, and they are phenomenal. Without them, the flyers that you see and the different communications, you got that nice, lovely letter. That's Cassandra. She sent that. That's nice, right?
That's beautiful, and definitely thank you, team. I much appreciate it.
Yes, and then the highlight videos that people do, Shambria put those together, and then Rachel does all of the wording and different things that you see on all of the posts and the notifications and the banners that come out telling you. And then we have Andrew. He does a lot of our celebrity guests that come on, and I hope Shannon. Shannon does all of our flyers. So it's a lot of people. And Mackenzie, she's backstage helping me all the time and doing all kinds of other posts as well. And I hope I didn't leave anybody out. Mackenzie, if I did, please tell me, and I will definitely recognize that person. But the whole Kim Jacobs Show team is so important.
But many hands make light work, and that's the beauty.
Many hands make light work, yes, because without it, couldn't do it. So very grateful. All right, so let's see. When we come back, everybody, right after this commercial break, we're going to start going to some of your studio audience comments, and we'll pop them all up and do a flash round. And then also I'm going to put this link here in case anybody wants to pop on the screen and ask a direct question. Make sure you keep the question to well-being and what else?
They can ask whatever they want. It's all right.
Oh, that's right, because you like to talk. You that guy. So you can ask whatever you want to DJ Muhammad, and go ahead and just copy and paste that link, the StreamYard link, and it'll bring you backstage, okay? All right, so today's episode is also sponsored by Silver Shield Security. We'd like to thank them. They are African-American female-owned security company. If you're in the North Carolina, South Carolina, or I think it's the Georgia area, definitely reach out to them and let them know we sent you their way. All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break, DJ.
Yes.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, we're back and we're talking with the talker himself, DJ Muhammad, who has enjoyed talking since his younger years and is now just putting it to work from a motivational perspective and teaching people about health and well-being. So let's go to some of our studio audience comments, Mackenzie, backstage. Let's see what you have to say, everybody. All right, Carmen says, all the way from Dublin. Thank you so much for tuning in from Ireland. Glad to have you. John says, hello from Indiana. Glad to have you on, John. Glad to have you here. From Iowa, Lexion says hello, and hello from Dublin from Samantha. Great pleasure. Hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Okay, loving some Kim Jacobs. Go ahead, BJ. BG, I love you too. All right, let's see. My mommy's on. She said, good morning, Kim and DJ Muhammad. I'm here watching and waiting for a great show. Speaking of my mom, don't go any further, Mackenzie. Speaking of my mom, she was in a grocery store this morning and she came clearly prepared to pay for whatever she came to get. But this person behind her was kind enough to pay for everything that she had there on the belt. And she was so like, And so I just want to give a shout out to Dwayne Duga is his artist name. Dwayne Duga is his artist name. Thank you so much for thinking about my mom today and just having a kind heart, because you don't have to do that. And I actually heard that you also paid for another elderly lady even behind my mom. So thank you for having a wonderful heart. And like literally, we have Gabe's Heart Foundation, DJ, and it's in honor of my son that transitioned to be with the Lord. And one of the things that we do is, thank you, DJ. One of the things that we do is we do Doing It Gabe's Way, random acts of kindness. And this man has no clue that Dwayne, that did this for my mom, that we're the ones that usually do this. We go out and pay for gas, groceries, food, uniforms, everything.
That's the beautiful thing. You get gifted back in so many ways when you just doing what you're supposed to do for the community, because I am you, you are me, we are one, we are all. I always say that because we're all mirror reflections of one another. So you definitely have to look after people the way you would like to be looked after.
Well, you see, that's why you the talker yourself right there, because you just said all of that and it sounded better than I've heard it said ever for the most part. You're like, I am you, you are me, we are one. You got that down to science. That's beautiful. Hey, Mom, glad that you're on. Okay, keep it going, Mackenzie. Greetings from Dallas, Texas. Jolisa. Hey, Jolisa. And she has Flow with Joe on her Instagram page. Flow with Joe, right?
Joe. Yeah, she got them catchy twists and turns right there. I love that.
I love it. I love it. Greetings from, where is this from?
Dr. Kenny, my other sister.
All right, Kenny, Dr. Kenny, glad to have you here today. Anybody else? We're just going through a flash round. Hello from Newport Beach, California. TJ Naaman.
Yes.
All right. Any questions in there too? Hey. All right. Greetings from Wisconsin, Janet. Hola. Told us, what is that? Hold on. Mackenzie, don't be putting up there if I don't know what it means. Let me see. I'm big on translation, so I got to figure out. Mackenzie, look up. What is that? I can't even respond properly if I don't know what it is, right?
Hola a todos. It sounds like
find out, because I'm not going to just keep on going without knowing what I'm saying. What if he's that was funny. He's saying so funny, and I'd be like, "Oh, great, get that off the screen." If I don't know what it is, what is it? Let's see. Let me see. What is it? Hi, everyone. Woo! Hello. And this is Spanish. Okay, from Spanish to that's what I do, DJ. Whenever I'm actually somewhere and someone's saying stuff, I use my translator. I'm like, I know what you.
That's the best thing to do. You could translate in many different ways, and it bridges the gap.
It does. Sometimes I'll just show them if I can't say the words. I'll show them, and they're like,
no, "That's what makes sense," because that's how we do. We communicate. This is how we understand one another, And if you're not able to communicate, you have language barriers, And that's one thing. Even our body language is a communication. You cannot get away from things like that. So
everything is communication. So hello to you as well, JL. All right, who's next? Let's see. Any other comments? Hi, everyone. Stephanie said, did any comments or questions come in? Let's see. Happiest of Thursdays, everyone. Glad to see you, Brandy. Good morning from Atlanta. Annette Gay is on. Brandy Johnson, wonderful. Congratulations. Yes, yes. TJ said, congratulations, Kim and DJ, going live on Dr. Les Brown's platform.
Yes,
you know what?
You,
this is such an honor. And I do want to
sure
take, isn't this huge?
It's big. It's very big. And, you know, I'm honored, literally. And to hear that I'm the first one, it's like, wow.
And, you know, you never know how God's going to open up opportunities. But when the opportunity comes, you have to be prepared for it.
Yes, be ready to seize it.
Absolutely. So BG Howard says, each of our stories is unique as our fingerprints. Yes, it is.
Right, sure is.
Only yours to tell. And again, the world misses out if you don't use that gift or that talent. Mm-hmm. Hello, tuned in from Nairobi, Kenya. Glad to have you, Wisdom. And DJ is always putting things in depth. All right. So listen, we're going to stop for a few minutes. The vessel is the temple of God. Take care of your gut. Keep your comments coming. We'll flow them up throughout this broadcast. But we want to hear some more tips from DJ to make sure that we walk away with some things that we can apply to our lives beginning today. So what are some basic things that you're telling us to do, DJ, to get in tune with our well-being?
I'm just saying, like, hey, just start small, you know, like just be mindful of where you sourcing your food from, you know, is it in season? Just thinking about things like that. When you are cooking, making sure you're using the right materials.
Well, stop. Okay. I know I keep stopping you, but let me understand. When you're seasoning your food, what type of seasonings are you thinking are good for our foods? Because I have a whole cabinet of seasonings. So to hear you say, be conscious of how you're seasoning your foods. Well, what am I supposed to do? I use seasoned salt? Do I use no MSG?
Definitely no MSG. You don't want no MSG. You don't want no genetically modified things. You want to just more keep it like herbs, natural things, right? And even some herbs you can put together, and like sage. And even when using salt, you want to make sure you're using the highest grade of whatever it is that you are using. Don't use the lower grade stuff because those things have been refined. And again, I don't even shop in the supermarkets because I tell people stay away from the supermarkets.
What? Okay, we got to put the views expressed, Mackenzie. I got a whole comment that says the views expressed by the guests and even sometimes by myself do not always reflect that of the Kim Jacobs show. Of course. Because what if I end up having some grocery store sponsors and stuff? It'd be like, you said on this one.
You said what?
My guest said that. Yes. Okay, that does not reflect always. All right, take the comment down. So listen, you don't personally shop in grocery stores yourself.
Yes, no, I don't, because you know what? One thing, when I was on my journey, which I'm still on the journey, so it's not like I've reached the pinnacle or I know everything, because it's a continuous journey throughout life, right? And something just compelled me one day to, like, when I go into these stores, don't just look at the front of the label. Be sure to also turn it around and look at the back and see what is within that, right? Okay. And this is how they're keeping the long life shelf. They've chosen our profits over our health. So in the sense of like, it's got preservatives, E-numbers, things that it shouldn't have within your food. So what we are thinking is food is not even actually food anymore. It's food like produce, you know, and therefore, and they add sugars to everything. Therefore, you're addicted. We're a nation of junkies, is all I can really say. To put it in the blunt
This is good, DJ.
And we don't, and that's what we want to. Because even when we go to a birthday party, what do? We load them up with sweets. The wrong kind of sugar.
One thing I do, sometimes I go to stuff. DJ, this is real unfortunate too for everybody that you have, like your pastors and your pastors' wives out there. So, you know, you go to, we have gone to many weddings and stuff, right? Well, guess what, DJ? People don't want to cut the cake until the festivities begin. But then they don't want the festivities begin. And this is, again, you could probably put the views expressed because this is me and my own personal view, not that of the show. But I have been to so many weddings, had a ball, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and they looking like, what time you leaving? Because we want to turn it up in here. I'm like, what time y'all gonna give me my cake? Give me my piece of cake. Then I'll leave.
Yes,
that's just me thinking. But I'm like, don't you dare give me some side eye like you want me to leave because y'all want to start cutting up and everything and pulling all the real stuff out, waiting for me to leave. But I don't even get a piece of cake at most weddings. I have a problem with that. That's just me venting. Go ahead, carry on.
Yeah, no, so it's like, we just got to make sure that, because even when I do, like, there's ways of eating healthy, right? And having it to be where it's not bad for you, it's not
Right.
compromising your health. Because Imhotep, who is the father of all medicines, even though they do accredit it to what's his name again, Hippocrates, but it wasn't Hippocrates that actually said this. It was Imhotep, which was, let food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food.
That's
And
good.
that is a whole saying in itself. And we forget that eating is also communion with source, you know, because we say cleanliness is next to godliness. So we want to make sure our eating habits are clean too, because we're in direct communication, we're a direct part of source, right? So
that's right.
We want to make sure everything we're doing is of that cleanliness, because if it's not, our body has very unique ways of showing us that, hey, you messing up, you know, hey, fix me, deal with this, deal with that. And just going back to when I used to shop in the supermarkets, so whenever you turn it to the back, it never just says what it says at the front. That's what made me realize, oh, we're being duped. The ways that we shop is a psychology to it, you know, and we're not realizing that these things are really having an adverse effect on our health overall. So, and then the next minute we will say, hey, we got the big C, we got this, we got, even down to our thinking. What is the quality of your thoughts? Because your thoughts also have to be digested. What's the roll-ons that we're using?
That's good,
What
DJ.
cleaning
You
products?
could be traveling. What? You could be like a traveling spoken word of the food guy or something. This is good. You like, even your thoughts have to be digested through your gut, technically.
Yeah, well, technically, because everything affects your cells, you know, because we're multiple of cells. So it's just like they've done a study where if you speak to water, right, and you say positive things to it, it takes one shape. If you speak to it negatively, it takes another shape. But that's the same as our cells. Even the music, all our outside environment, even down to breathing, stretching, going for walks, because our lymphatic system doesn't have its own pump. So we definitely have to go for walks and make sure that we're supporting our lymphatic systems and actually learning about this great design, this great human body that we've been, because we know about everything else. We know about this brand, we know about this and that. But how about what the source is giving you? You know, you've got to learn about that as well, because it's unique in itself. And it's just like when you first buy anything, it comes with a manual. So we must learn this manual so that we know how to get and look after it.
You got me feeling like I'm in church over here. I'm like, what? Preach, DJ. That's some good stuff you're saying. So learning our own bodies as if it's like, this is a manual that we need to master too and be in tune with and one with. I'm actually thinking slightly differently just because of this conversation that I'm having with you today. And I know anybody else that's in the virtual studio audience that's learning anything, definitely put a 3 in the comments. Let us see that you getting some of this knowledge that he's dropping here today, and we'll pop it up. Janet says, huh?
I said, these are just snippets. I'm just giving it to you lightly.
What the whole manual consists of. What do you suggest as a first step to gut health for beginners is one of the questions.
Definitely cleansing the gut, because for instance, like, we load ourselves with a lot of things, but when do we actually cleanse and flush out our system? And I'm not talking about the irrigation system where it goes up, right? I'm talking about taking like certain herbs, fasting. There's so many different methods of cleansing that you can actually do. So you can do a fruit fast. You can take some herbs to actually cleanse your gut. You can just fast and be on a water fast. So there's various ways you can do it. But what you start to do is you actually start to see that your body will start to naturally repair itself, because it's a self-regenerating system. And the thing is, we load our bodies with so much, but when do we actually flush out the system? Because you would never go toilet for one round. This is why I always tell everybody, you wouldn't go to the toilet for one round without ever flushing, because by the time you go back, it's gonna be a stench. So
that's horrible. Okay, and I see all your 3s coming up. I've been communicating with Mackenzie, but she's not seeing that right now. So I'm just popping these 3s up. Let's see. There we go. Let me pop all your 3s up. See you. Okay. All right. So yeah, y'all all learning some stuff from this gentleman today. I see all your threes, always dropping knowledge. Yes, keep those comments coming. And you said, love this. Stacy said, somebody actually said, where? Okay, Stacy said, Mackenzie, are you touching stuff? Okay, love this. Even your thoughts have to be digested through your gut. Yes, yes. Okay, go to the next comment. I want to see some more of these comments. And amen. Let me see. Amen. Amen. The relationship with yourself is a priority is something that Janet said as well.
Sure is.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about, self-mastery, and being in a state of awareness.
Yes.
Once you are in those places, we're actually empowering ourselves, and we're aiming to live longer for ourselves and our children, and not putting ourselves in the clutches of these doctors, because I'm sorry, but I know it's not all doctors, but some doctors, they just want their profits. I've never met a broke doctor.
I have phenomenal physicians that have been a part of my life. So in my children's lives, we've had the same physicians since they were like born. So I've had some great experiences for the most part.
So
but there are always,
I said they're basically like family to you if you've had that long, and that's what you want to find yourself, is that community, that unity, because within community is, coming together and having that unity. So that's wonderful to have a long, steady relationship with them.
Yes, yes. And Stacy says, wow, thankful for this content. She says she actually has a scheduled colonoscopy today. She said, I scheduled my colonoscopy today. So that means it's coming up in the future. Okay. Yes, they have an updated preventative colonoscopy care to 45 years of age. What are your thoughts of that?
Yeah, you see, for me, it's really about, because even our small intestines, it's over 36 feet long. That's like half of a football pitch. And that's all wrapped up inside of here, and it's going through so much things of what we're adding to it. Like, it becomes, it's your fuel, and if you're putting diesel in unleaded, how long is that going to run for?
It may not even drive literally right out of the parking lot.
Exactly that.
I've had that happen where I put the wrong thing in by mistake, and immediately
it just shuts down.
Stuff happened. I was like, "What happened?" And I realized I used that green thing versus the red one or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, come on, what have I done?" So then you gotta
pull them to drain it out, and then put the right one inside of it. And again, it's like all these machineries are actually designed off the human body. So therefore that's how they got it, the whole blueprint in the first place, to be able to run correctly. So we've got to make sure that we're running our bodies on the right fuel, on the right systems that it's supposed to. Because when we're doing that, because I find that a lot of us are very like obese, or our children, and you're seeing it and you're like, wow, and for me, it's like, this is only happening because we're being misinformed, and we're thinking that these people have the best interest at heart for us, which they really don't. I'm sorry, but I would love to feel like they do, but they've shown time and time again that they don't. So it's down to you to make sure that you take back control of your health, your gut. Because again, if your parasites hack your central nervous system, then you become a slave to them. And that's why cleansing is so important, because we went through this whole corona thing, right? Where everybody was running from viruses, that. But what we're not realizing is that you have trillions of viruses already inside of you
that are laying dormant, basically.
Like, even they've got to take a dump, right? And everything you do, they do. So your bacteria, your fungi, your parasites, you name it, they're a host of family, and these are what helps your body function in many different ways as well. So if they become unruly, or they're too far and there's not a balance, then they start to wreak havoc on us. So once we can get the balance right, and again, even like I say to people, even if you wanted to do 80% alkaline, then 20% acidic, that's still fine, if you don't want to be 100%, and then making sure that you flush your system maybe twice a year, 3 times, sometimes 4 times a year, depending on what you are consuming. So if you flush out your gut, then you are helping yourself to stay very balanced and healthy. But if you're not, then You know, even when we're putting on, because I call it our body has ways of just showing us things that we have to pay attention to. And once we pay attention to that, then we can actually deal with it and stay on top of everything before it gets too far to a point where it's like, oh, doctor, heal me.
So did you go to school for this, or this just became like your way of life that you started learning this, or what? How did this come about for you?
Yeah, this just became my way of life, and I just started really just studying and understanding that, hey, we have been like duped in the highest form of ways, right? Because like I said, we know about so many other things, but when do we understand because before this, I didn't understand my relationship with food. Food was just food. Hey, you could eat anything. It don't matter, you know, but certain foods either make you feel on a higher frequency vibration, or some foods make you feel lower. So one thing I started to realize is, hey, you want to eat electric food that's being charged by the sun, not eating death, because when we're eating these animals, it's a lot of death that we're eating. Then we're taking on their hormones, which then we take on their emotions. We're getting secondary sources of what we call protein or certain things. But then all of these things are having an adverse effect on us in the long run, you know? So, and even just going back into history and realizing, when did we start consuming meat, you know? Because, and it only came from when we couldn't, when 2 ice ages came about, where there was no vegetation, right? So where have we got this now that, hey, you consume so much carbs and meat, and then you only have a little bit of salad though? It shouldn't be like that.
And it shouldn't be like that, but I mean, it definitely is for a lot of people to not be interested, you know?
Exactly. And not only that, whatever our children, they listen to 10% of what we say. However, they replicate 90% of what we do. So we've got to make sure that we're really leaving the correct blueprint and footprints in the sand for them to follow. If not, we're wondering, why are people having mental illnesses? Why are people having autoimmune disease and so many different adverse effects that's helping to speed up people's lives and not even have them here with us no more?
Right.
You know? So we've got to change the narrative, and we hold the key, we hold the power, you know, and that's why it comes through by way of self-mastery.
This is great information. Oh, Jolisa said, woo, not the parasites taking dumps in the U. Okay, yeah. Yeah, not the parasites. All right, let's make sure we keep those out of our system as much as we can, whatever we're in control of.
Well, they say we can't kill them all, but we can stay on top of them.
We can stay on top of them. I love that. And somebody else, Janet said, foods from the source are naturally created to heal the mind and body. What we eat is vital for our physical and mental health. DJ is a phenomenal person with vast knowledge. Yes, he is.
Thank you, sister. Thank you.
Thank you for that beautiful comment. And Jolisa said, wow, I had no idea that our intestines were so long.
Yes, sis. They surely are.
And how long did you say they are again?
36 feet long.
That is like, oh, that's how far is a football field? 36 feet.
It's half of the football pitch, literally. And this is why we've got to make, and imagine that you've got the way your it looks inside of you is also the way your brain looks up here. You know, if you look at the identicalness, it's literally the same, just weaved up in so many different ways. And that's why we've got to make sure we're feeding it the right nutrients and minerals in order to live a life of longevity, be able to run up and down with our children, be able to, because again, you even need energy to even get on out of bed, you know, to be able to even do what we're doing now.
We need energy for everything. Exactly. Somebody else said why people have autoimmune. Oh, this is a good question. Actually, Mackenzie, is this a question from you back there, or just somebody else asked this question? Why do people have autoimmune disease? And let me just put it up. Let me copy and paste it in the comments section. Oh, you saying this is why some people have autoimmune diseases and mental illnesses, because we actually hold the power to some of those.
Yes, yeah, we can reverse everything. Okay. Yeah, we can reverse everything, because the reason why, though, we end up developing autoimmune diseases is because your body has had enough of fighting for you. It's saying, hey, I can't fight for you no more. I've been sending signals, messages. I've been trying to communicate with you to change your ways, you know, but you're just not doing it. So it has to turn in on itself. Exactly. It has to turn in on itself in order to be able to even now survive. That's a survival mechanism. You know, it goes, you know, when we talk about flight or fight, that's what it's going into. It's going into survival mode now. So it's just starting to turn in on you now, you know, because
Wow.
it's been trying to communicate with you and tell you, hey, sort me out here, sort me out there. Even just stressing can cause loads of different problems. And no matter how healthy you are, you stay stressing, you stay being negative or always worrying, that will kill you quicker than anything else. So yes, we definitely got to not be stressing at all. And that's why I just love going with the flow. You know, like however anything is meant to be, it's okay, because we cannot see as far as the ancestors, the spirit guides or source. So, you know, like if anything is happening, no matter how bad it may seem, always for a reason. Just be thankful. Literally.
That's good. I hate to go to any commercial breaks, but when you're doing all of this level of talking and deep diving, because it's some good stuff. But I definitely also thank and honor all of our episode sponsors today as well, because without you all pouring into the program, we would not be able to bring balance to the world one household at a time. I do want to take a moment right now to acknowledge our newest episode sponsor, which is Dr. Les Brown. And I want to make sure that you all know that Dr. Les Brown at lesbrown.com is one of our episode sponsors. And we want to take a minute for you to learn more about where you can stay connected to this legendary leader through his speaker training program. You go there on his website and he'll be able to help you further. But let me share.
And I'd just like to share something when we come back as well.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
Now, when we come back, I'll share.
Thank you so much, DJ.
No problem.
You want to wait for after the break or share it now?
I'll wait for after the break.
All right. We'll be right back after this commercial. Right. Give me a second.
We make decisions, and our decisions make us. You have something special. You've got greatness in you. When I look at this picture with my brother and I, born in an abandoned building on a floor in a poor section of Miami, Florida called Liberty City, and I was labeled educable mentally retarded. They called me DT, the dumb twin. No one could have told me, by investing in myself and learning how to communicate, how to present myself, how to speak to one-on-one or small groups or large audiences, that it would dramatically change my life. I'm 77 now, and I'm looking for people who are serious about becoming successful, about becoming a category king, on how to tell their story about themselves or about their business, or how to monetize their dreams and make a difference on the planet. If that's you, I want you to reach out to me. I'm going to teach you how to tell your story, how to use quotes, how to use humor, how to make people laugh and feel good and cry in their tears. Oh, let me tell you something up in here. People say we have the best training program on the planet and train more successful people than anybody on the planet. And you can be the next one. This is your time. This is your moment to turn adversity to your advantage. But you gotta be hungry. You have something special. You got greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Bye for now.
All right, everyone, and we are back talking with DJ Muhammad, who is dropping so much knowledge on how we can get in tune with our own well-being, our health and our well-being, our gut, and so many things that he shared today. DJ, tell us what the comment was you wanted to say before commercial.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Pops, Dr. Les Brown. So congratulations on your doctorate for sure. And I just wanted to give a special shout out to what a beautiful human being he is, because he ain't lying. That is the best program in the world, because it has really transformed my whole speaking. Not only that, I've networked with so many people all over the world. I've now got used to Eastern time, Central time, Pacific time. I never knew all of that before. So no, I just want to really just give a shout out, because that has really helped me in a phenomenal way to even how you view yourself, you know, and being real connected. So I'll definitely employ anybody. If you're thinking or on the fence, definitely go and join that program. It will transform your whole speaking career, because I don't even say motivational speaker. I say we transformational speakers.
Yes.
We transform people's lives as well as our own, you know. So as I help you, is as I help myself, and vice versa. So yes,
that's such a great comment. So now, because we're going to be coming to the end soon, I want to make sure that you've gotten out. You share so many tips. So how do people stay connected with you? Let's put that up, because that's going to be important. Let's see. How do people stay connected with you?
Yes, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram. You can also find me, you can send me an email directly at info@alkalinealchemist.com. And I'm going to definitely start to build my speaking one as well. So, because I have to learn to separate the two, because I've been doing it all on one platform. So I'm going to start setting up my speaking one as well. Because, hey, we're just in that cocoon stage where we're preparing to be butterflies, where we can start to fly and spread our wings. So,
excellent.
Yes.
Well, make sure you all that are the podcast listeners, because I know some of you are hearing it on like iHeartRadio and different places. It's info@Alkaline Alchemist, ALKALI.
So yes, let me. Do you want to type it back in again?
Yes, is something.
Yeah, I missed the H.
Oh, let's take this
basically
down.
The alchemist part is almost. It sounds like chemet. Is how we did it. So
all right, well, make sure we retype that, and we will get that popped up. In the meantime, I do want to let you know that tomorrow is Freestyle Friday right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. And again, you can watch it on Dr. Les Brown's platform as well. We'll be streaming daily there. And also you'll be able to watch it on CTR Media Network. We are officially contracted with them to air the Kim Jacobs Show, and then on any of the other platforms that you currently watch it. But tomorrow we have our sunshine expert, Athena Robertson, will be on. We have Dr. Joe D. Bear is going to be on talking about health and wellness. We have Vicki L. Evans. She's the woman of many hats on our show, and I don't know which hat she's going to be wearing, but she'll talk from either self-worth. She talks about preventing suicide because she personally had attempted it 4 times herself. So she speaks about that. And she also speaks about domestic violence. So I don't know which hat she's going to wear tomorrow. And then also joining us tomorrow will be a young lady named Tatum. And she's going to be talking about some celebrity news, y'all. So whatever you want to talk about on Freestyle Friday, come prepared to talk about it at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. All right. So did you type that contact information back there?
Yes, I did. And I'll be tuning into that. That's great, you know, because Dr. Jody's also got a wealth of knowledge. And
Dr. Jody,
amazing. Yes, we connected with Les as well, you know, and even that's how I found my accountability partners, right? It's also through Dr. Les. The power of networking is what I call it. Your network is truly your net worth. So
network is truly your net worth. I love it. I love it. Info@Alkaline Alchemist, which is spelled ALKEMIST.com. So it's info@AlkalineAlchemist.com. Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn is Alkaline Alchemist with an S at the end, right?
Yes, that's correct.
All right, everybody. So make sure y'all stay connected with DJ Muhammad. And I do want to let you all know, if you are thinking about being a part of eWomen Network, if you haven't heard of them, it's an organization that is over 500,000 around the United States and Canada. But I am the new managing director in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. So you can visit eWomenNetwork.com to learn more about them. And I will take a quick moment to just share this video. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the managing director of the Charlotte, North Carolina chapter of eWomen Network. I am so excited that you stopped to watch this video. I've got good news for you. You've just discovered an international network of women entrepreneurs who are committed to helping you achieve, succeed, and prosper. We're on a mission here to help 1 million women entrepreneurs each achieve $1 million in annual revenue. Here at eWomen Network, we have a complete success system that supports you every step of the way in building and growing your business. You being here right now, it's no accident. We're supposed to know about you. We want to meet you to find out
how we can help you as well as learn about what you have to offer. With over 500,000 women connected through 118 chapters across the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom, you are never alone. If this is resonating with you, please go to ewomennetwork.com/Charlotte. Notice too my contact information. I invite you to reach out to me and to check out our upcoming in-person and online events. I'm really looking forward to introducing you to our special community.
All right, everyone, and I am back. DJ, what's your closing comments?
I just really just want to say, let's just really just take time to really connect with self, really just be in tune and service our bodies. Like it's a beautiful instrument when we use it correctly. When we're not using it correctly, then it wreaks havoc. It becomes out of tune. So we want to service it like we service our homes and our cars and things like that, you know. And I just wanted to say to you as well, congratulations on your new role, and you got a beautiful smile. So I love the work that you're also doing. It's bringing people together for sure. So, and this is part of the community thing that we also do on the 29th of every month. We come, no matter where you are in the world, we want people to come together, to celebrate, to do something that's part of the community where we're becoming, you know, we're really connected and knowing basically one another and what is in our community, you know, because we're living in such a fast-paced world where we're going here, we're rushing there, that we don't even know our neighbors anymore. We don't even know who is in our neighborhood. So once this platforms are beautiful because they connect to people.
Yes,
and
it does.
We know what is around, and this is what we've got to get back to, because we're really, one body.
All because of this virtual opportunity that's happening now. We're able to connect, and who knows if we would have ever crossed paths if we didn't have these opportunities like this. So I'm so grateful. Now, we didn't learn anything about you from like a family perspective and your personal hobbies, anything. I know we're going to close out in a second because we had some technical stuff happening in the beginning. So we're just going to close out in about 4 or 5 minutes. So I'm going to take one more commercial break, and you tell us what piece of your personal journey do you want to share with us as far as your family, what you do for fun, what do you eat? Tell us at least a food. You've been talking about our guts. You done got me all hungry. What do you eat? Tell us something when we come back right after our episode sponsor, which is Hunter Everidge Law Firm. If you are not familiar with Hunter Everidge Law Firm, and say you've dealt with disability or you've dealt with some type of claim and got denied, or you've had a wrongful death of a loved one, you definitely want to connect with Attorney Charles Everidge from Hunter Everidge Law Firm. They're in multiple states, so give them a call, 704-377-9157, and let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way. We're going to learn more about them now. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everidge, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, everyone, and we are going to hear, what food do you eat, DJ? Tell us.
I eat things like fonio, which is over 4,000 years old, from Benin. It's a grain. Camotes, chickpeas, callaloo. So just foods that are high in, they're basically over 7.0 pH level.
That's so good. Some of that food that you said I've never, did you say callaloo?
Yeah, callaloo.
I have to look that one up too. I don't even know what callaloo is.
Yeah, no, it's very high in iron, and these foods that, and I've got a whole list of foods that if people really want to know, I can share a list.
Oh, that looks good too. It's Jamaican. Is it it's a Caribbean vegetable dish?
Caribbean, yes, definitely. And then you've got things like pumpkin, butternut squash. You've got various things that you can get real creative with your things, you know, and even mushrooms.
Okay, wait a minute. I want to show people this callaloo because I'm big on visual. So I want to let you see what I'm seeing. I love this kind of stuff to have a visual. Let's see. Look at that. That's like different things you can do with callaloo.
Exactly.
I see it on Google is where I'm pulling this up from, everybody. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
might give me some callaloo. Do they sell it in the grocery store? You don't know because you don't go to the grocery store.
No, I stopped going there because I just feel like, hey, they're not a real head no more.
Somebody asked, do you eat meat?
No, I don't. Basically, I had to ditch my traditional foods, right, in order to get to where I am now. Because I used to eat tripe, red meat, all sorts of things. But I ditched that when I realized, hey, this is having an adverse effect on me, breakouts on my skin. So I just decided that, and this is where I started to learn that we're not even supposed to be consuming meat. We're naturally frutivores and herbivores, more frutivores than anything, than actually supposed to be consuming meat. Because look at how heavy you feel. You feel weighed down after you consume those foods. And not only that, when you actually eat meat, well, it takes 36 hours to digest one meal. That's without eating meat. So when you're eating things like meat, it's taking up to 72 hours to run through your whole system.
Wow,
so
that's
how on earth is it that we're eating 3 times a day when it's literally a minimum of 36 hours? That's a day and a half. So by just learning the functions of your body, it will allow you to assist it better. Even having things like your CMOS. That gives you 92 minerals out of 102 that your body needs on a day-to-day basis. Because our bodies, as we get older, it doesn't produce certain things no more. So we need to get it from natural sources, and definitely not secondary sources like your fish oil. Because people are always like, oh, omega-3 fish oils. But what are your fishes eating all day? They're eating the seaweed that you should be eating.
I'm a salmon fanatic. I love salmon. So I'm like always eating salmon. With catfish, I heard they have pork. I'm like, I don't know about that. We'll see. That's just my own personal opinion. All right. But make sure you all subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show on our YouTube channel, because we get some stuff going on over there. In turn, you can watch some of the watch stuff over there too while you're over there. Okay. From some of the old episodes. But let me say, somebody said that you eat. Jolisa said you eat all the time. So you do eat a lot of food, but because of
you know what? I eat one day. You know what it is? The reason why they see me eating, right, at certain times is because we're in different time zones.
Okay. So it's like
I'll be cooking. By the time it gets to a certain time, I'm just, because you know what? Sometimes I'm naughty, right? And I shouldn't be, because the only thing I'm trying to get more disciplined with is eating to my circadian rhythm. So we're only supposed to really be eating between 12 to 7, right? So 12 in the afternoon to 7 in the evening. That's that time window. Any other thing that we eat after that, it starts to kind of have a bad reaction on our body, because by the time you finish eating, you rest, your body has to now go into overdrive.
Me eating my chocolate chip cookies sliced, and then I put my Ghirardellis and a scoop of Haagen-Dazs and sit in the bed and watch the movie. That's not helpful to my system, huh?
Nope, it ain't. It sure ain't.
Thank you. I feel like I was in confession, DJ. Thanks.
Anytime, sis, I got you.
This person here says, hey, I support programs. Just do your best as women. Yes, watching from Abuja, Nigeria. Okay, listen, and I see TJ said, thank you so much for dropping all the gems. They've been very transformative for our lives. I see all of your comments that's come in, and we are going to go ahead. We got to disconnect today, y'all. We've had a great time. It's been a wonderful time getting to know you, DJ.
Yes, thank you for inviting me on to your beautiful show and being a part of it, and also being streamed by Les. Pops, thank you very much. I truly appreciate you all.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Stay connected with DJ. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, have a fantastic day. Thank you, Mackenzie, backstage. You can take it away.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Have a great
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.